so good. There's so many little combinations. And one thing that Coach mentioned earlier, you can use a leg Turk and an arm Turk interchangeably. You can have a leg Turk in there, switch to an arm Turk. You can have an arm Turk, switch to a leg Turk. It's about knowing the finishes, knowing how to get it in there, which is pretty simple because it's really there a lot. It's there all the time. And knowing how to finish it. And there's a lot of finishes. Easiest one to start with is that arm Turk to a half. We're going to do what's called an arm Turk to a bottom leg cradle. Okay, and that again, I think this is there so much in matches because you can hit it off of a double leg, okay? And you could conceivably, we used to teach him like this, I don't know how well it works anymore, but if he's down in the referee's position, okay, you know, if I wanted to use a far knee, far ankle, break down here, and I came out to the side to break them down, and I drove in here, I could possibly get an arm Turk from here too. Okay, but we're going to do it off of our double leg. So, most of you guys are still using the body face. Some of you are using a post double. Make sure you're setting your doubles up. One easy setup for a double from an inside tie. Inside tie. I take a hook, hook his tricep. My other one is a collar tie, but my hands are kind of inside of his hands. And I'm going to move my hands. I keep moving his head. I want to move him out of position. So I might club the head and level change. Okay, I club the head. If I pull your head down, what are you going to do? You're going to let it stay there, you're going to pull it back up. Human nature. Okay, oldest thing in wrestling. Okay, here, a level change, you snap that head. He comes up, I know he's coming up. I don't come up with him, I stay low, I hit my double. Okay, get in tight, head up, chest up, I drive through that double. Some of you guys are bringing an arm up here on your double leg. Stay here. If you come up here, you lose control of his hips. Stay here. Some coaches teach this, and this is good. I forget who I saw at clinic one time. This is good stuff. You know, I never really knew it or taught it. That clinic, you can come up here and sweep. That's all good too, but I think it was Mark Cody I saw tonight. So you're in on that double, okay, and we're going to finish. We're going to drive across. We shot in and we drive across. So we're here. Remember, the trail legs should be out to the side. Not in here where I don't have power. Put it out here almost like my foot is turned on edge. On edge here. Okay? And again, I want to drive across and I want to get an angle. So I just change my angle a little bit like this. I'm looking up across his back. Not looking at the mat. Look up. I drive. As I drive, you know, coach was wrestling for me, coach was wrestling for me. We used to teach it. You guys probably still do it, where you drive and flare the hips and the guy does a forward roll out of it. We won't show that just yet. But on this double drive across, where we're going to end up in a leg Turk, arm Turk, we drive across. Okay, keep your shoulder. Now, sometimes to get the arm Turk in, I might need to put that leg right up in here. Okay? He's a good wrestler. He's going to try to get his hips toward the man. All right? I need to make sure I crowd his hips. I don't let him crawl away. Now I'm going to bring this in, put my arm Turk right up in there tight. I hook that top half so it doesn't crawl. Now that's his bottom leg I have right there. Okay? Bottom leg. You heard Leo call it bottom leg cradle. Once I get this here, I'm just going to bulldoze him. I'm going to run this leg toward his head. I'm going to come over his head, lock my hands, and just tripod. Tripod right here. Okay, that is a tight cradle, and almost nobody ever escapes that thing. That's a pin. That's a pin. You want to try to show that?
Yeah, same thing, guys. He's trying to keep the legs split. If you guys can, so the guy, when you guys get taken down, coach always says, stand right up. You can't stand up when you're out like this. Your legs are split. Where do we stand up from? We stand up from a base. So the guy's going to try to base back down. So to try to preserve that, coach is splitting it with his knee, holding it with his knee, and then he gets that bottom leg. So Jack, come on up. So I sell my fake. I want to practice both sides. So I sell my fake. He posts on my shoulders. Hop, drive. And now he, as a good partner, wants to base back down. He wants to turn back down. How I'm trying to keep that, I was showing the guys back in the far corner over there. How do you keep that? Keep that, and he's coach coach automatically had his knee there. I have my leg tuck as well. But I have my knee and split the legs. I just replace my knee with my hand. And the hand that was out here comes up and comes under. And I throw a half on his leg essentially. Here. And now I chase his top shoulder. And I just stack him from here. I run right towards that head. So I'm going to come up towards you guys. I just run right to that head. I don't have a cradle locked up, but I will. Because I just run it.
See where his leg is hooked there?
Right?
You know,
You don't need the leg hooked.
Yeah.
You don't need the leg hooked at all. Once you get that cradle locked, it's over. Same thing. I fake, pose. I got his legs split. See that? This is what I'm talking about. His legs are split. I don't let him base back down. I keep the legs split and put my arm under, and now I charge towards that far head. I don't do a half this time. The half goes under. I just charge towards that top shoulder over here. Cup him, and I don't let him off the mat. Because everybody's going to try to jump away from you and try to scoot forward to get out of this leg tuck. He's going to try to scoot forward and get his legs back. I'm going to, as soon as I get to this position off the double leg, I'm going for the pin. Here, charge. Try to get that locked up. Okay? If I don't have this leg hooked, I'm still in a good position. This should be a pin almost 100% of the time.
Take your time with it. Okay, you don't have to rush. And a wrestling match doesn't have to go 60 miles an hour. It's control. You're taking them down, control your position, secure the leg, secure the cradle, take your time. Tell you learn this double leg to a bottom leg cradle, you're gonna double your pins next year. That's a great combination. It's that guys just don't, they can't get their hips turned. When your hips are like this, you're halfway to your back. So that's kind of the goal. Let's do it nice and slow, take your time. On 3. 1, 2, 3.